Welcome to this episode of the Ripples of Courage podcast. So, in this episode, I'm joined by Irvin Beng. Of
Hi.
course, if you've been listening to the podcast, you know that he was my guest in episodes 5 and 6. So, he's joining me again today because we have a very timely topic to talk about. So, as we all know, Ripples of Courage podcast is about finding the courage to live the life that you want. And a very big component of that is syempre yung identity natin. Our ability to live authentically. And in the spirit of Pride Month, so we are here as representatives of the community to talk about some of our, I guess, our journey to finding our own courage to live life as authentically as we can right now. So, yeah. Without further ado, I guess let's jump into the topic. So, syempre Pride
Yes.
Month is about di ba?
Happy Pride.
Yes, happy Pride. About celebrating our true selves, our identity. And when we talk about LGBTQ community, lagi nating nababanggit yung coming out. Like parang, are you out? Or what is your coming out story? So, I guess curious ako, what's your thoughts about that? Like if you have a coming out story or like generally if you have thoughts about coming out in the first place. So,
Yes. Una sa lahat, I also want to add na bukod sa celebration ng Pride,
yeah.
is also a venue to fight for our rights. And I
Yes.
want to remind everyone na hanggat mayroong baklang hindi makapag-come out or hindi tinatanggap ng mga magulang, kailangan natin ng pride. Then, and for your
Yeah.
question naman is, if I have a coming out, medyo tragic
Coming out
kasi.
story.
Coming out story. Medyo tragic kasi yung coming out story ko kasi I can say it was stolen from me. So, hindi ko siya nagawa na ako yung magsasabi sa parents or family ko because it was told by another person. So, di ko lang masyadong ikot ito. Pero, ayun nga. So, medyo pangit yung pagtanggap. Una kasi kami yung una ako yung una sa family talaga na mag-come out like ganon. And even sa clan namin, sa clan namin lagi. Tapos medyo shook sila, culture shock. Tapos syempre ibang tao pa yung nagsabi. So medyo pangit talaga impression. Or I can say yung reaction. Tapos eventually it got easier naman. They eventually apologized na ganun yung reaction
That
nila.
person.
Tapos
okay.
they eventually accepted, I can say. So yun. And I'm finally happy right now that my parents are really supportive sa akin. Sa anong pili ko pang decision sa buhay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Cool. Yeah, I guess I can answer as well. No, I don't know. I don't really have like parang coming out story. Siguro some snippets like to different people, like just parang saying it. Yeah, it's a form of coming out. But also hindi rin siya like planned or like thinking na magka-come out or something. Kasi parang to some extent naman parang like whether I come out or not, this is just me. Parang like I'm not hiding anything. Like nothing's gonna change. Like it's really just more of a confirmation. But yeah. Sometimes sometimes I ask myself, I think about it, and I'm thinking whether baka naman takot pa rin ako. Baka meron pa rin, alam mo yan, na parang it's just an idea of no need to come out, pero parang deep inside there's just that fear pa rin na I'm just also not acknowledging. So I don't know, but yeah. But you've shared with me about like your opinion as well with coming out, so maybe you can share about that.
I don't know kung it's more on advocacy or what, pero I really don't want to advocate coming out of LGBTQ sa society. Like, bakit tayo kailangan mag-come out? Bakit ako bilang hindi ako straight, 'di ba? Bakit ko kailangan magsabi na, hindi kasi ako katulad niyo eh." Ganun. Bakit yung mga cis hetero okay lang sa kanilang mabuhay na ganun lang without sinasabi sa kasi ako straight kasi ako eh, sorry. Diba?
Yeah.
I mean yung ganun. I really think na dapat kung ano yung isang tao, tanggapin mo siya bilang ganun without asking them.
Yeah.
And it's more, I don't want to coin it as coming out eh. It's like, pero letting people eat.
Oh,
diba?
yeah. It's like opening up more than coming out, no?
Parang hindi mo,
I like that.
Hindi mo ibibigay yung sarili mo sa outside, pero papasokin mo yung mga taong mahal mo kung anong ka talaga.
Yes, exactly. I think I really like that kasi it's not like I'm in a shell and now I'm gonna come out and let people see who I am. But it's more of like, this is me, di ba? Regardless. But now I am, as you're saying, parang I'm letting people in my life. I'm letting people experience who I really am.
Pero that's my personal take ha. Sa akin.
Well, I like that.
Tama yung ganun. Pero personally, ganun yung take ko sa mga, for example, I have this kid na kilala ko na bata pa lang siya, parang nakikita na siya, hindi raw siya straight, ganyan, parang bata pa lang, bakla na. Pero bakit mo ginadjust yung bata na paglaki na bakla na yan? I mean, bakla na naman ngayon. Diba? Why you judge a kid? Guna sa lahat. Diba? Tapos pangalabanan is, ano naman kung bakla siya? Bakit niya kailangan sabihin na bakla ako tatay, bakla ako kuya, bakla ako ate? Diba? Bakit sinabi ko ba na straight ako ate, straight ako kuya, straight ako papa?
Yeah, exactly. And I share it with you.
For me, sa mga inequalities na nare-receive natin bilang part of the minority.
Yeah, that you even have to come out. Diba?
Yeah.
Pero I agree with you. I think, siguro, di ba sinasabi ko, sometimes I think about it whether, baka may fear lang ako. But I guess, a big part of it as well is like, why? I mean, this is just me. I mean, and in the first place, I don't really also like putting label on myself. Kasi it's very limiting as well eh. I mean, I understand that labels are very important kasi it becomes like part of your identity, and if you don't have like a language for it, it will always be abstract. And for me, I think it's it was very helpful to learn about these things, to learn na actually marami palang classification kasi somehow you're able to make sense na, that's why I'm acting this certain way. So yun pala how you describe it. And like, there are people who also identify as that. And, you share some parang some realities. Diba? You share that. But at the same time, parang I feel like, parang, like also just like, parang questioning, why is there even a need to, alam mo yun? To come out and when, we're just all like humans.
I also want to add na in terms of identity, kung bakit siya kailangan natin bigyan ng pangalan, bakit siya kailangan natin bigyan ng sabihin ng branding, diba? For me kasi, hindi lahat ng experience ay may experience mo bilang tao. So for example, ako, hindi ko may experience pagiging trans woman. Hindi ko may experience pagiging trans man. Diba? Pero, the moment na yung that group of people bigyan nila ng pangalan, ganito ang trans woman, ganito yung experience ng mga trans woman, ito yung mga na-experience nila, nagiging siyang totoo sa atin. Mas nagiging siyang parang ito talagang nangyayari to. Diba? Mas nagiging real life experience siya. Hindi na siya hearsay, hindi na siya basta abstract nga, totoo din sa sabi mo. Andyan lang. Diba? Totoo siya na nangyayari.
Yeah, totally. I don't know if that's like the construct theory, but it says something like our reality is limited by our language. So if you don't have a language for that thing, it remains unreal to you. that's why, tama ka, we wouldn't have the experience of another, like, I don't have experience of a gay man, diba? Because I'm not. But just because of that language, that definition, that is how you describe it, how, diba, that language gives me an idea and it makes it real for me.
Yes.
In the same way as the other, even those that are actually applicable to me. Kasi parang, yun nga, parang growing up, parang everything is like, walang definition. Which is okay, but at the same time, you also, it's so abstract, di ba? Parang you grapple for something, like, you don't have anything to hold on na, parang, oh, this is it. Diba? I understand because this is the language that, I used to describe it. So it's very, very, it's important. Yeah.
Saka, gusto ko lang na, i-add din na kaya siya kailangan nating pag-usapan. Kasi there's still people, especially yung mga homophobic straight people na arami naman gustong gawing pangalan. Like, yung sogi mo, ang haba-haba, ganun, diba? Babae talaki lang naman yan. Alam mo yung gano'n? Kasi there are still people na nag-i-invalid ng mga gandong feelings, ng mga gandong experience. And that's why we must keep on talking about this. Para talaga maging totoo siyang experience sa ibang tao.
Yes. At, diba, acknowledgement that,
at mas maging valid siya talaga.
Yes, exactly. Cool. So, of course, napapag-usapan natin parang medyo unfair, ganan. And unfortunately, there really are parang challenges, no? As you would say, no? Challenges to being like part of the LGBTQI community. And I guess we can tackle a little bit about that. Kahit parang more on our personal experience, I guess. I don't know if you have had any that you think is, you would associate as, a challenge that you experienced because of this.
I will talk the challenges as general. Kasi, hindi ko naman siya gusto mangyari, pero there are sometimes that I pass. Diba? Kasi, hindi, parang, if you would look at me na ganito lang, I would pass as straight. Which is, hindi naman talaga siya advantage, supposedly. Pero, mas nakaka-experience kasi yung mga effeminate na effeminate na mga bakla compared sa mga passing. So,
what's passing?
Parang
Papasang straight.
Parang gano'n na.
Okay. Hindi masyadong obvious, okay.
Yeah. Which is, hindi naman natin kailangan talagang itagas, ay, ito medyo bakla, ito medyo... Kasi, it's still like microaggression overall. So
have you had any of that experience, yung microaggression?
Like I've said, kasi medyo safe space kasi yung mga, medyo maswerte ako kasi medyo passing. Tapos, yung mga group of people na sinasamahan ko is sobrang accepting naman. Tapos, sa UP pa ako nag-college.
Yeah.
So, medyo accepting talaga yung mga communities na napuntahan ko.
Medyo mulat.
But, nung nagtrabaho na ako outside the world, doon ako naka-experience ng sobrang lalang to the point na hindi ka rin sasamahang kumain sa lunch. Wow. Yung background ko kasi is real estate. Tapos more on construction. So, construction. Mga engineer, mga architect, mga kusan nagsisilaganap yung mga masculinity, yung mga toxic masculinity, ganun. So, pag feeling nila, you're not man enough, hindi ka nila sasamahan. So, alam mo yun, parang medyo nakakasuka in a way. Kasi, oh my God, 2020 something na. So, way back ba?
Yeah.
2020 na, pero ganun pa rin kayo mag-isip. Pero, you would realize na all this time, kasi, andun ka lang sa comfort zone. Nasa UP lang ako, pero, there are some people who experience it every day, from day one of their lives.
Yeah.
Na hindi ko ganun na-realize. Kasi, ako medyo comfortable yung mga group of people na samahan ko. Whereas may mga tao talagang everyday ganun yung experience nila. Kasi, parang, yung mga pinsan, yung mga kuya nila,
or parents.
Diba? Even parents, diba? toxic masculinity, ganito yung in-expect sa'yo ng society, na dapat kung lalaki ka, dapat ano ka talaga, patipuno ka, brusko ka, ganyan. So, pag hindi mo na-achieve yun, talagang ikaw-condemn ka ng society. So, ako, swerte ako na hindi ko ganun na-experience yun. Pero, may mga kwento talaga ako na-experience, na narinig, na sobrang lala talaga, to the point na pinapalaya sila. That's why, katulad sabi ko nung una, hanggat may pinapalayas na bakla, may nire-rape na lesbian para lang maging straight, is kailangan natin itong pag-usapan.
Yeah. For sure. Siguro ako din, just sabi mo nga, lucky din naman ako na wala naman masyado. I guess, I have like at least two parang very vivid na experience na microaggression. One was nasa bus ako nun. Public bus. And noon uso pa yung hindi aircon bus eh. Tapos may katabi akong lalaki na na yung parang talaga siya, parang nanggigigil siya. And then sa sign of the cross pa siya. yung parang may galit talaga siya. So, ayun, medyo scary yun. And then the other one was, kasalubong ko yung teacher ko nung high school. College na ako nun. Kasalubong ko teacher ng high school. And then, hinarang niya with my partner, of course. And then, tinanong, sino ba lalaki sa inyo? Alam mo yun, with yung mukha niya na may galit at judgment. Parang, wow, out of the blue. And then, yun yung So, yun yung medyo parang, okay. Pero, luckily, yun lang naman yung experience ko. And, ako parang I feel like somehow, hindi naman ako ever parang nag-try to hide it. Maybe siguro may mga instances na takot din ako, like sa work, baka ganun. So, it's not like something na I would, kasi nga, di ba parang weird naman yun, ba't may anon sa tao na I'm not straight, di ba parang, it's not a requirement for straight people to say that. Pero ako, I find it surprising minsan kapag yung halimbawa, pag nag-confirm ako na, yeah, actually, yan. And then, sasabihin nila na, they never thought about it. They never thought of it. And like, oh, really? Kasi parang feeling ko parang sobrang obvious. Pero, I don't know. It's a good thing as well kasi parang I feel like they don't wanna make assumptions, diba? And are just, so, cool naman. Pero siguro sa akin, ang effect niya, more than the external, sa akin, I think talaga internal. Siguro may internal homophobia rin talaga ako, or internal siguro this is more religious. Kasi I had this, parang growing up, I had this, syempre, alam mo naman, most of us are, pinanganak ka na Katoliko ka na kaagad. And you're already sa upbringing yan, na ganyan. And I believe in God, by the way. So, I subscribe to that. But, ayun, so parang growing up, like, thinking na, I only want, like, bata pa lang ako, parang, I only want to be a good person. Whatever that good means is. I just want to be a good person, a good, term ko pa nga before, a good child of God. So, I have this, I have that thinking growing up. But also, the more that I grow up, diba, mas marami kang naririnig na, this is wrong, ganun. Kasi syempre, when you're growing up, wala ka namang idea of gender, diba? Ako, I know that growing up, I just thought I was a person. But I think I was more assuming I was a boy. Growing up, I thought I was a boy. Until I had TMI. TMI to. But until I had my period, that's the time na parang, oh shit. Hindi nga talaga. So, but anyway, I'm going many direction. But anyway, so yun lang yung iniisip ko. I want to be a good person, child of God. And then growing up, you hear all these things that, are parang sinasabi na, oh, it's wrong, it's a mistake, you're a sin, you're an abomination, blah, 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 blah. And like, parang ako, oh, shit.
I have a personal question.
Sige, go.
Nasettle mo na ba siya sa sarili mo?
Yeah, a little bit.
You have a spiritual battle between you and yourself. Pero nasettle mo na ba siya sa sarili mo?
Alam mo, that's a very good question. Pero it's really a long struggle, I would say. I guess, nasettle ko na siya in a way. Kasi, so, yun nga, siguro just going back dun sa, di ba, parang, I was being told, and in fairness, wala naman nagsabi sa akin nun directly. It's just like, what I hear, what I see, like when I read or something. And siguro, I mean, for people who are listening to my podcast, I have this like perfectionism stuff, and parang I don't know if that was even driven by this, kasi I thought, oh shit, this was wrong. I'm a mistake. This is a sin, and I tried to fight it. Parang when I learned about it, parang, oh no, I'm not like that. Like, I'm just a woman. I'm just a girl who likes shorts. I'm just comfortable with short hair. I'm just comfortable with it. And then like, oh, I'm just no, I'm a girl who fell in love with another. I mean, trying to reason out. Pero at the same time, deep inside, I was having like these thoughts na I'm gonna be good at everything else. Like I'm gonna be a perfect person because this is one thing I cannot control, and apparently this is not good. So maybe when I face God, I can tell that was the only thing that was wrong about me. And everything else that I could control, I tried to control and I tried to be good at it. So maybe you can forgive that. So yan yung thinking ko before. So maybe that's why I was so about myself. Ano yan recent realization ko lang yan. As in, medyo recent lang. As in the recent years na parang, oh shit, kaya siguro ganito ako din. Because of that very deep-rooted belief I have to be perfect at everything else. Ooh. Anyway, yung sa tanong mo ko na-settle ko na siya, no? Yeah, I think yes. Kasi parang, I guess, ang iniisip ko dyan is, di ba, we're saying that God is perfect. Lahat ng ginawa niya ay perfect, di ba? How could God made a mistake in me? How could, di ba parang, if you're saying this is a mistake, this is the mistake of the creator, right? Because I was created this way. And like, I fought hard, but, bata pa ako, I would pray, please take this away. Ano mo yun? But, it's not working. And I even had like, parang, like I surrender. But, nothing changed. So, I think that's the, parang, no. It's not, there's nothing wrong. In fact, I am made this way. And if I respect that, I should live the way I was made. So medyo andun ako sa mindset na.
Your realization ko sa scenario is, parang, I think, I'm lucky enough na daw nagkaroon ng self-denial. Kasi, in a way, kasi spiritually, in terms of religion, sinasabi sa akin ng Bible na mali yan, bahala ka dyan. Bahala ka dyan. Diba?
Hindi ako masyadong
Oo. Hindi ako masyadong, kahit na religious matap ako like every Sunday nung mga bata kami, kahit tanto-tanto kong pinagsisimba kami, ganan. May balak pang gawin pa akong sa kristan, ganan. Pero, siguro, lang talaga, malakas ang loob ng bata ko na, bahala ka dyan. Like, katulad sabi ko ng bata ako, magkasala na ako magkakasala. Diba? Right. Well,
siguro may point ako na ganyan, medyo rebellious din ako. Pero another thing na kasi I would say na ako, it really helps me. I still read the Bible like every day. And I notice talaga iba yung impact niya sa akin. Like, when I don't do it, like, I feel like also kind of lost. But, ang sa akin, I think I'm in the belief na there is God. And kumbaga, yes, we have the Bible, for example, which is still written by humans, no? And have been translated whatsoever. There could have been changes, etc., etc. So, I'm a bit, and maybe, syempre maraming magka-question ng etong belief ko ba, whatever. I'm in the belief na that's not perfect to me. But but sa akin, what I can trust is my relationship with God. And I feel like if we all agree that God is all-powerful and omnipresent, I don't need anyone to access Him, to access God. Diba? And so I, like, morning ko, like when I read the Bible or like I meditate, that's what I try to, try to be in the presence of God. And like, I parang, syempre, nagbabasa pa rin ako. I'm a bit skeptic about some stuff. Kasi, like, I mean, if you would take everything written there literally, like, seriously, we're gonna take things literally from that text. Yeah, this is gonna be a chaotic world. But, ayun. So, andun ako more on the, na parang, I believe that there's God, and that God, you know, created me this way and loved me this way. And if ako nga, parang I struggle loving myself, di ba? Like, at some point, and or maybe
Ako at
for how long we know.
gusto ko lang share na medyo repelled ako sa Christianity or sa religion. Kasi alam mo, um, the most hate that I got
Mm.
is from the love of the Christians.
Yeah. That's so unfortunate, no? That's so unfortunate.
Kasi parang sasabi na mahal, lagi sasabi sa akin ng mga Christian tipo na, mahal namin kayo, ganyan. Pero bawal.
Yeah. Mahal namin kayo, pero
yung love, yung ganong klaseng love is the most hateful that I got.
yeah, that's so
Personally
unfortunate.
speaking.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's so unfortunate. Actually, I have a little bit of fear then na parang feeling ko na I could be judged by those people. But in fairness, I have some friends who are, very, kumbaga, matindi rin yung paniniwala. That I feel quite accepted. I don't know, maybe they are tolerating. But this is another, pinanggagalingan. Kasi, I feel like constructs lang din naman to eh. I mean, yung religion. I'm not a fan of religion, especially institutions. I mean, I no longer buy into that. So I read the Bible, parang independent, and yun nga sabi ko nga, I connect to God. Naging religion yung yung conversation. But anyway, we'll try to Pero yun, parang I try to if this is an ever present, omnipresent, like powerful being, I don't need like to be in a certain place to access that, diba? Or I don't need any other person like to show me the way. Like, who are you? Diba? Na I need to go through you to access God. No, God is just so powerful. It's diba? It's everywhere. So I can't have relationship with God because that's my belief. And ang feeling ko naman, they also have their beliefs. And I can respect that. And honestly, sa akin, I don't need for people to really, like, accept me or embrace me or whatever. I just need people to be respectful. Even if deep inside, kahit na deep inside to, and this is true, even if deep inside in their guts, they feel like, she's so disgusting or whatsoever. Sa akin, that's their opinion. And it's not anymore my business to change that. This is just my opinion. I don't suggest this to anyone. But this is me. So it's not my business to change their perception as long as they're respectful of me. Kasi I also have beliefs of mine that I wouldn't impose on them, and so I don't want them imposing their beliefs on me. And so why would I impose my beliefs on them? Sa akin, at the minimum, if we are respectful, there shouldn't be any problem.
Ako naman nataro, kasi hindi lahat ng opinion is hindi lahat ng opinion ay hindi harmful. So what I'm saying is, hindi ka sinabi mong opinion yon, hindi na siya maging masakit. Kasi as long as yung opinion mo is hateful siya, nakakatapak siya ng karapatan at peace of mind at welfare ng isang tao, I don't think that opinion should be liven ganun lang. It should be called out. For me, personal to, na pag sinabi ng isang tao na kayong mga LGBT, hindi dapat kayo nagmamahal, di ba dapat kayo nakipagrelasyon, ganyan. Kasi for me,
I don't, well, in the first place, I don't think they are being respectful in that sense. Kasi it's not their business who I love. So if they're giving me that comment, I have a problem with that.
Mm.
What I mean is, like, if I have friends who are Christian and are like, you know, are still friends, and you feel it, you feel it when,
Yeah.
when they're judging you or whatever. So I could say probably maybe they are just tolerating. Okay, good. But um, well, I haven't experienced it naman, pero sana hindi sila against when we are, asking for equal rights, because that becomes an attack to us, 'di ba? So, ayun. So, on that end, hindi naman ako doon.
I also had an experience na, well, more on screening or pag-filter sa mga taong kaibigan ko. Kasi, nung nalaman ng mga tao na hindi ako straight, parang, so, accepted naman kita yan. Then, tinanong ko sila, so okay lang sa'yo magpakasal ako sa kapwa ko lalaki. And sabi ko, bakit naman naabot sa ganun? For me kasi, for me kasi is, if kaibigan mo ako, if ever na kinoconsider mo ako as bilang tao, equal mo, bakit di ako pwedeng magkaroon ng equal rights mo?
Yeah. That's questionable.
As simple as that, diba?
Yeah.
Kung ikaw pwede kang magpakasal, bakit hindi pwede yung kaibigan mo? Diba? Regardless ng gender niya, ba't ayaw mo siya magpakasal? Yun, simpleng ganun lang eh. Ma-filter mo talaga sino yung mga dapat na taong i-keep mo sa buhay mo.
Yes, exactly.
And so, a lot of people in my life back then, sobrang hindi mo sabing nag-burn bridges ako. Pero siguro hindi na kami ganun naging, I can say, friends. Kasi for me, ako personally, ayoko magpakasal. Hindi kasi ako naniniwala sa kasal. Pero pag sinabi mo sa akin na, bawal ka magpakasal. Bawal ka magpakasal sa kapwa mo lalaki. That is something, that's different. Ako personally, ayoko magpakasal. Pero pag sinabi mo kung bawal ako, hindi ko pwedeng makuha yung right na to. Which pagiging tao lang naman. Iba yun. So, for me, isa sa mga pwedeng gawing filter mo sa buhay mo.
For sure. I mean, why would you force yourself to be diba? To be among people who wouldn't want it for you.
For me kasi is, iba yung friends na they fully accepted you. And iba yung friends na tinotolerate ka lang.
Yes. I think yung magiging level of relationship niyo dyan, like, if there are people who are tolerating you, I think at the minimum, I would be tolerating them as well, is what I mean. Kumbaga, I wouldn't, maybe it's just my personality, like, I wouldn't be like, I guess I would be happy to come into a conversation and like, hey, this is where I'm coming from, this is where you're coming from, okay, we're good, and then we can just decide to disagree. But we don't have to be friends. But we just have this respectful boundary. You have your beliefs, okay, uphold it, whatever. I have this, I will fight for this, you fight for you. I'm just not, kumbaga, there's no reason then to be friends. Like, to be friends. And you can just parang lang kayo. Yung civil, I won't attack you as long as you don't attack me personally. But, syempre, if you are going to have like a deep relationship, deep friendship with people, syempre, you would develop that kind of relationship naman talaga with people who really care for you. Kasi yun yung care, kaya ka nga deep yung relationship eh. And if these people that you're in a deep relationship and then you find out they actually don't support your happiness, then you're not friends.
You know what? A good analogy then is, well, for me, it's a good analogy, personal to, is, kung kakamping ka, paano ka naging friends with TDS? Kasi it's more on moral values eh. Diba? Kung different yung moral values nyo, mahirapan talaga kayo magtugma at some point. Kasi hindi lang siya about political. Magtutugma rin kayo, parang magkakatalo din kayo kung, for example, kung okay lang patayin si ganito, okay lang patayin si ganito. Diba?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to go into political discussion. So
Yeah.
I will cut it here, but I will leave one comment. I wouldn't put them in an apple to apple comparison. I don't think they are safe. Why? Because I think the political things both are very complex. But I would
Yeah.
say yung sinasabi natin sa question ng morals. I think there's some layer kasi with the political na parang I think some people can be really misinformed. And I acknowledge that as a possible reality. That maybe it's not entirely a moral thing. Maybe it's really, I believe that people could be deceived. That people could just be in a situation where it's easier to believe in this thing because there's like more sort of evidence for them. They probably grew up, in a let's say in a version of the past where because we know that information before was really controlled, diba? And if you grow in a situation where you only knew that things were good, it's hard to fight it. I believe kasi that that's possible. So sa akin, I would have, parang reservation, ganon. But honestly, I wouldn't judge entirely a person unless we have we have a conversation and they say that they know all the, they believe as well that the atrocious part of the past was true and yet they agree with it. I think that's more to me that's more questionable.
On that note, I have a follow-up question. So, from that perspective, do you think homophobics are deceived or misinformed?
Yeah, totally. That's why I have compassion for them. I don't necessarily hate them. Sabi ko sa'yo, if they attack you, again, this is just me. If they attack me very, like, alam mo yan, parang, directly, syempre I would fight because I know my right. But part of me sort of understand that they grew up believing that that is true. It's so deeply rooted. It's so deeply rooted. Like, imagine growing up in that kind of culture. This is the truth that you know, and this is the only truth, and like all this. I believe that someone could really be deceived and could really think that what they know is the truth and what they believe is the truth, and they are, and they would fight for it. And yes, we can argue na, oh, that's morally wrong, all, but
Okay, go.
you're familiar like with the animal. Let's not go into it kasi papunta tayo sa masyadong maraming but like even with the animal diba, with the animal welfare, animal rights, if you say that homophobic, I totally wrong for acting on that even if they know that that's true, that's wrong. We all are, lahat ng meat eaters are even worse than them. So yun, we might go into very direction in this conversation. I don't know if that's where we should go. But generally what I'm saying is I believe that our opinions, I believe that yung actions natin, our opinions, etc. These are driven by some very, very deep-rooted belief systems. Some of them we're not even aware of. Diba? Like the poverty mindset is a similar thing. And sa akin, how I describe it, it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. That has to change. And ako kaya rin, like in most things, my approach really is not like on the hatred or like aggressive part. Because of that. Because I think people are coming from somewhere. I want to understand that, and I want to challenge that deeper understanding more than this, whatever immediate reaction they have. Because sometimes those immediate reactions are just reactions. And you have to get deep to really challenge. Because otherwise, yan, mahirap. But, again, I acknowledge that some of it are very, very, very deeply rooted and not quite easy. That's why it's taking us time. So it's gonna take time before this really change. But I am optimistic about the change we're seeing. But definitely I am anticipating challenge pa rin. Because that's not gonna happen in a snap. Like all the mind shifts that have happened in our history took decades, like, slavery, etc., diba? Feminism, alam mo yun? So, lahat, I think they are quite similar in a way and would take a bit more time. where where did the conversation go? Sige, i-ano natin. Kasi I'm curious about this. In the spirit of repulsive courage, this is courage, di ba? And yeah, there's really a lot of challenge. Kagaya nga nito. And isipin mo yung debate natin. Like all these things na sometimes you have to process internally as well. But anyway, I guess my question, what I want to ask is like, could you share like when you found your courage to accept who you are? If sige, go. But yeah, basically that's a question.
Siguro kasi, paano ba? I'm a lover. I can describe myself as a lover. So, the moment na nagmahal ako ng tao, fully and totally, doon ako nagkaroon ng courage na tanggapin yung sarili ko. So, it's not that hard for me to accept myself kasi alam kong minamahal ko yung tao yun. I mean, mas inaccept ko yung sarili ko kasi alam kong nagmamahal ako ng totoo. Doon ko sabi na, hindi to fake, hindi to something na irrational, hindi to something na gawa-gawa lang, na for fun or anything. Kasi yung taong yun, minamahal talaga siya, so totoo talaga siya. So, I mean, nung na-realize ko yun, then ako naging brave enough na eto si Irvin, ito talaga siya. So yun.
Ang ganda no? Ang ganda no kapag yung courage mo is coming from a place of love.
Yeah.
Di ba, no? Yeah. For me, sige, courage, you know what? Honestly, I think I'm still in that process. Pero it's not about my sexuality per se. I think there's just a lot about myself na I'm still like trying to process. Alam mo naman, and I guess here, for our listeners who have listened to previous episodes, like, I've been in that journey of like also self-hating. But specifically siguro about the gender, syempre it took time, di ba? Kwento ko nga kanina na parang, meron akong religious trauma, I would say. Religious trauma. But, somehow, and this is why representation matters. Kasi, in college, like, I watched the L Word. So, for lesbians, alam nila yan. But, it's not, it's not a perfect show. But, alam mo, representation matters. Kasi, di ba, I was really, like, questioning a lot about myself. And also physically. Like, I think I was I didn't like what I am. Parang like my body. I couldn't accept actually for a long time. Parang, I would slouch because, I don't feel comfortable like having yan. Pero when I watched it and yung mga characters doon, so merong parang mas very parang androgynous, may character na bi, may character na parang full-on lesbian na femme, alam mo yung parang ganon. And parang, ang dami palang pwede, no? Parang hindi naman pala necessarily na kapag let's say kapag lesbian ka or like hindi ka straight, na dapat manly ka na. Although ako talaga, like, I mean, in terms of clothes, I'm in the boyish, naman talaga. Pero nakita ko yung comfort nila sa body nila. And I felt like, oh, so I can be comfortable with my body. Kasi hindi siya mali. Diba? Although it felt like it didn't fit, and probably I still have some of the feeling, maybe sometimes. But I just had like, because I was seeing people na are comfortable with that and are able like to live life pa rin, express themselves, kahit ano man yung ano nila, parang, oh, okay, pwede pala yun. Pwede pala yun. So, it helped me actually, specifically accept my body. Na, okay, I don't need to change anything. Pero like, courage to, yeah, aside from that, I feel like somehow naman na sabi ko nga parang, I've been, feeling ko parang, I am who I am. Alam mo yun? Parang medyo mapakasama kasi talaga ako. In a way. So parang I'm not, siguro, obviously I'm so confused, ano? Kasi I have this, parang I'm confused about. When I think about it, I feel like I'm so authentic. Because I don't try to be like someone. It's very important to me. But at the same time, there's a part of me that feels like I'm not authentic. And I think that the reason for that is, like, I express myself authentically. I express myself for who I am, whatever. However, deep inside, I hate myself. Alam mo yun? Siguro doon nagagaling. Ha? Kasi I always feel like I'm not good enough, I guess. Na parang, I don't know, na parang even with authenticity, I feel like I'm not authentic enough. Ano yung feeling ko? Parang, like for everything, parang I feel like it's just not enough. So siguro din yung medyo hating. Hindi na siya sa gender. I don't think it's a problem anymore. Yung big switch talaga sa akin yung representation na parang I can be comfortable. Pero syempre yung love din na sinasabi mo, of course. Kasi parang I believe in God, and I believe this is a blessing, and like this makes my life beautiful. So who are you? Diba? Parang for anyone, like who are you to tell me that this is wrong? Like when this has been like a very good part of my life. This makes my life beautiful. This makes me a better person. This makes me, alam mo yan, parang, and just like parang, it helps you accept you more. I guess also then, when you love and then when you're being loved, diba? It validates you na you're lovable. Diba? Na parang, oh, ako I'm lovable. I can love myself. So, medyo ganon. Yeah, I don't know. I think, hindi ko na alam kung ano sinabi ko. Kung ano sinabi ko, whatever. Does that make sense? Parang lost ka na sa mga pinagsasabi ko.
For me kasi, tawag doon, there's a constant battle between you and yourself.
Yeah.
Pero,
talaga ako. I have like,
I mean, it happens naman to everyone. I mean, even to me, nangyayari din naman sa akin every now and then. Pero, I think we should at least be sure sa sarili natin na as long as we're happy and we're not hurting anybody else.
Yes.
I think that's okay. I think that's enough to live a full life.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. I feel like, you know what? It's really weird because, I mean, I can say that I love myself. It's not like I hate myself. Hindi hate eh. It's just that there's just like this part of me that keeps telling me like I could be better. Like, it's not yet enough. But I've learned to appreciate myself. I guess, alam mo, naisip, there's, even like with the acceptance, parang stages din siya. And also with like your identity, na parang first you accept it. Yun yung first part na. Second, you embrace it. Parang, oh, diba? Mas accept mo na. And there's parang a higher level where you celebrate it. Diba? Which is pride, I think, is a little bit on that. And parang, actually, we can celebrate this, uniqueness, this queerness, this,
In terms of celebration, ganun, parang, how, or parang when can you say na ikaw is parang you're brave enough to let people into your life?
Mm. Ah,
Or have you experienced that na kailangan mo talaga silang, there's a moment na kailangan mo talaga silang, ito talaga ako, ganun.
you know, that's kind of a weird question because I feel like I'm an open book. Like, really, what you see is what you get with me. I think like that's why it's weird. Because like I feel like I don't really have like a facade, or like I'm not trying to make like a certain image or like a certain perception. I'm not trying, but I have this like after any social how do you say, like social interactions or something. Siguro I just like always have a fear siguro fear din na parang, oh, maybe I didn't make a good impression, but also like fear na baka na-offend kita, baka I didn't make you feel comfortable enough, or like I didn't listen to you enough, and made you feel like I was really here for you. Yan din yung mga fears ko minsan around that more than like, oh, pero syempre, I mean, just to be very honest, syempre may fear din ako, shit, anong sinabi ko? Baka maka-attack ang tanga kanina. Which is probably I will think about after this, because like, I don't know what what I've been saying here. Pero, yung sa letting people, I feel like I'm such an open book. I mean, if you ask me, I would probably TMI and, tell you almost. I wouldn't share anything I know is confidential. Kaya ko yung compartmentalization ng work, ng professional stuff. But when it's about me, I'm happy to share. Because I guess I feel like it's such a privilege to be able to share yourself. So I wouldn't want to prevent that. But
Kasi
for sure,
there are some people kasi who experience na they can let people in to their I can say gay world. Kasi they feel scared, or they're very scared na baka ma-judge sila. And hindi, I have this friend na sobrang out niya sa mga friends niya, pero hindi siya makapag-come out sa parents niya, sa family niya, which is very sad.
yeah.
Kasi alam mo, parang parents yun diba?
Yeah.
Sobrang happy siya, I can say, sobrang happy siya pag nasa friends siya, kinandila niya yung boyfriend niya, yung ganyan.
Yeah.
Kasi welcome yun, ganyan. Pero alam mo ba, pag nasa bahay sila, sobrang closeted siya, hindi siya pa
Yeah.
So, pero hindi naman sinasabi ng family niya na dapat hindi ka maging bakla, dapat hindi ganyan. Pero ang word niya din is hindi na kailangan sabihin.
Yeah.
So parang
relate ako dyan.
Medyo na siya.
Relate ako dyan. That's why, hindi ko din siya masyadong sure. I probably haven't really like pinpoint. But I can relate so much to that. In that, like, anyone I meet, any new person I meet, it's like, okay, I'm gay, I'm queer, whatever. Kasi nga, I also don't like, define myself. If I can just tell you, like, I'm a person, this is me. What this is, what you get, whatever that it is. Medyo ganun ako. Pero, yeah, I'm quite out. Pero, like, family-wise, it's just something na we don't talk about as well.
Yeah, kasi different, it's a different story pag sa family.
Yes. Siguro kasi it's just weird. Siguro ang difference lang na, like, when you meet a new person, you really have to introduce yourself to them. Because you're just meeting, diba? And you tell them, like, everything. Whereas, like, with your family, it's almost like, we grew up together. You know me. Maybe you even know some parts of me that I didn't know because you were observing me. And it's just, yun nga, siguro yung sa coming out, parang it's weird na parang, should I introduce myself to you? parang diba, hindi, siguro yun yung difference niya. But sa akin, I really don't mind, like, if we get into the conversation, if people ask, But it's not for me to like start a conversation and say, hey, I'm gay. You want to talk about my love life? Parang, I mean, if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you what, sabi ko nga sa'yo, if people ask me about myself, I will tell you what's the real score. It's just that, it's not something we talk about. So there's like no opportunity for that. But I'm out naman. I think yun din parang unspoken as well. Parang really would you be surprised with if I would be out like
Pero kasi not all people can assume instantly.
exactly. And I respect
I
that,
have this
actually.
experience. I go.
No, go.
I have the experience sa dati kong work. Siguro part na din sa position. I mean, hierarchy. Kasi I was the manager sa work na yon. Tapos yung mga colleagues ko, parang 1 year, more than a year na kami nagtatrabaho. Tapos, hindi nila ako matanong, straight ka ba? Ganun. Kasi hindi nila na matanong ako. Even yung mga closest ko, siguro din yung boundary ko. Pero the moment na sinabi ko na, parang, ayaw nga, parang kasi hindi kasi ako straight. Like, kaya mo pala siyang sabihin. Ginanon nila ako. Like, kasi I don't mind naman na sabihin. It's just that you're not asking.
Yeah. Exactly.
May ganun kasi. Kasi for me, it's hindi ko siya kailangan na hindi siya something to ignite a conversation.
Tsaka di ba tama ka weird, di ba? Like, if I were a straight person, do I say, hi, I'm wrong, I'm straight?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a part of conversation kasi you are who you are. Diba? But it's just that, kumbaga sa atin, parang may expectation, dapat dapat mag-out or like, dapat alam nila kung sino ka. But also like, do I know you? Like, parang, diba? It's just a weird,
Pero you know what? Isa sa mga na-feel ko during that time na more than a year na kami magkakasama, but the one is asking is, I feel normal. Somehow na it doesn't need to be asked. That's fine.
Yeah.
And parang they I felt like I really don't want to assume, pero I felt like they don't care. If ever man So
parang it doesn't matter to them.
No.
As well they're asking.
Sobrang happy ako. Sobrang gusto ko rin yung crowd na yun.
Pero I have a question. Actually, before you mentioned that, I was thinking of a question like, is it wrong to ask? I mean, not just for us. Siguro parang generally, is it wrong to ask someone, uy, gay ka ba? Or like, I don't know.
For me,
what do you think?
It's a matter of how would you ask it.
Yeah.
Kasi there are some way na pag inas mo siya, it's more on you're dissecting the person. Not really want to know the person, pero you want to dissect that person. Gets? So,
yeah.
Siguro it's more on kung if you want to ask it politely in a more private way, gano'n. And siguro maramdaman mo naman kung yung tao ay open to ask that, and you are close enough to that person to ask that.
Yeah. Sa akin, I have some thoughts about that. So, I might blabber. But anyway.
Bukod doon, sorry, add ko lang na, bukod dun sa privacy, kasi sa lahat, hindi mo naman siya kailangan talagang i-ask if the person is gay or not. Kasi, you should not care. You must not care sa sexuality niya.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
Yeah. I'm not so sure about that. Sige. I'll try to parang find the right words. But ang feeling ko, we are still living in a society where it's probably hard to ask that. Kasi some people might get offended and you might out people when they are not ready. But that is more really because we are still in a society, like in a world, na-judge kasi. Diba? Bakit siya nagiging risk? But why do we have to ask it in private? Kasi you're putting this person in an uncomfortable situation. Diba? Because maybe this person will start to get microaggression, will start to get discriminated or whatsoever. Diba? Kasi, like, if you ask someone, oh, favorite mo ba yung pink? Wala namang risk, di ba? Bakit may risk to ask about it? Like, for example, you're asking, and another, sa akin sabi mo kasi, is how you ask. I agree with that. But also, why are you asking? Because I could be asking you about that, but I'm just genuinely curious about you. Because you can ask a straight person like, Uy, ano bang type mo? Oh, and you're curious. I mean, maybe you're friends, maybe you're close, and like, I don't know, maybe I know someone who might be into you or something, and I am just really curious to know. And if you were a straight person, that wouldn't mean anything. But if you were not, it would mean something because again, you're living in a world where that is a risk to you, which is so unfortunate. And it speaks a lot about the inequality, about, about the difficulties that, people experience just because of their gender. Pero I think I would want to live in a world, or like I would want to imagine a world in the future where it's okay to ask that. There's no risk in asking that. And it's not offensive at all. Kasi yun pa rin eh. It become, alam mo, if you're straight and you're asked, na-offend. Bakit na-offend? Why is it offensive? Diba?
Yeah.
Pag tinanong, bakit akong, January ka ba pinanganak? Ma-offend ka ba kung February yung totoo mong birthday? No. Kasi, what the heck? Why? Bakit pagdating doon, kung straight ka at tinanong kita, you would be offended. Kasi again, andito pa rin tayo sa society, sa world where that seems like an offense, like an insult. Parang why? So, yun lang.
So for you, it's okay just to ask that question.
For me, I would prefer people asking. But again, sa akin important yung why are they asking. Tama ka if they're asking it to judge you. Parang, kasi, parang para they would know how to Yun, siguro that would be weird. Pero if they're asking it because, we're in a conversation. They're asking me about my family, about my, all the things about me. And then, that's another question that came into the conversation. I don't see what's wrong with it.
Siguro ako, personally, kung tatanungin ako personally, kung is it okay, eto, sarili ko sagot to. Is it okay to ask that? For me, no. Not because, wait lang. Una sa lahat, kasi diba, hindi mo naman talaga dapat tinatanong kung straight ba or not yung isang tao. Kasi may societal judgment na kakibat.
Exactly. Kasi may judgment. Yeah.
So for me, hanggat may kakibat na judgment yung ganong klaseng tanong, it shouldn't be asked. Yun. Pangalawa is yung ganong klaseng level of personal question is not something to be let's say demand sa person. It should be freely given. So kung ako hindi ko sinasabi sa iyo na hindi ako straight or straight ako or not, 'di ba? You should be comfortable with that. Kahit hindi mo alam.
Yeah.
And the moment na gusto ko lang mag-share sa'yo is the moment na pwede ka lang magtanong.
Yeah.
So for me, ganun, na kung itatanong mo yun out the blue, it's off for me.
Yeah. Tapos yun lang yung question, di ba? Kumbaga, yung sinasabi ko, kapag you're in a moment where you're actually really having a deep conversation, really getting to know each other, that's why the why is important eh. At saka, depende rin yun sa ano bang level ng relationship natin.
Yes, exactly. So yung ganun. So pero kung intrigue ka lang or sobrang chismosa ka lang and you wanna ask that, it's off for me.
Yeah. I agree. Tsaka yun nga, again, we're still in a world where may risk yung question na yan.
And kaya nga kailangan natin pag-usapan yung mga ganito kasi may mga societal judgment tayo na talagang binabaka natin para mabuwag.
Yes. Yeah. I was gonna say, anong example? Parang dami-dami nga. Yeah. Pero, cool. Is there anything, Beng, na you wanna raise, you wanna ask, you wanna share?
Siguro it's more like a closing remark for me. Na may pride kasi may bakla, may lesbiana, may bisexual, may trans man, may trans woman na naapakan ng rights at nawawalan ng buhay.
Mm.
So, more than celebration, isa siyang protesta.
Yeah.
Protesta kasi mayroon pa rin nasasaktan dahil bakla sila, dahil lesbiana sila.
Mm.
And hanggat may protesta, may pinaglalaban tayo. Hindi lang tayo basta pupunta sa kalye at magpakita ng mga rainbow flags kasi gusto natin na ipakita sa mga straight na visible tayo. Hindi lang yon. Gusto rin natin ipakita na kailangan natin maging patay-pantay, kailangan natin ng equal rights, at kailangan na wala nang masaktan na tao dahil sa sexualidad nila.
Yeah.
Yun lang gusto ko. Saka happy Pride.
Yes, totally agree. Pride, yes, it's a celebration, but it's a fight. Diba? It's really a fight. And I think I had this thought before na parang I would want a world where pride doesn't exist because it's not necessary. Because it's not necessary. You don't, you celebrate something. Sometimes kasi, di ba, yung mga ganun. Ina-highlight natin yun. Kasi nga, it's such a, hindi privilege eh. Pero, sobrang pinagkakait kasi siya. Na you have to fight for a day or a month where that is like okay. But imagine if that doesn't matter. No, hindi discriminated. That wouldn't even exist. We don't even need that. Kasi we're all just the same. Diba?
Yeah.
We're all like 12 months of the year able to embrace and express ourselves without fears, without risks, without judgment, diba? Without without a lower standard of being a citizen, di ba? Parang ganun, parang kasi right, di ba, parang you're like a lower class citizen that you're not able to, get the same rights as the straight people. So, yeah. Ayun.
Gusto ko din yan na siguro isama na din. Well, kasi outside pride to. Pero, bakit merong mga International Women's Day, gano'n? Diba? Kasi, still, yung mga ganong kasing sektor ng society natin ay kasama sa mga na parang nagkakaroon ng mga abuso.
Yes.
So, parte ng pride ay paglaban pati sa mga karapatan ng mga kababaihan, sa lahat ng mga minority. So, it's a protest talaga.
Protest talaga, yes. It's really trying to give visibility.
Yeah. And gusto ko din sabihin na kaya siya protest kasi hanggang ngayon hindi pa rin siya pinapakinggan ng gobyerno natin or ng mga mambabatas natin. Diba? For example, yung Sogi Bill hanggang ngayon, sobrang hindi pa rin siya na-approvean. I mean, sobrang tagal ang proseso niya. Pero yung Maharlika Fund, isang snap lang. Diba? Bakit mas mahalaga yung ganong klaseng sabi nating bill kaysa sa karapatan ng mga tao?
Yes.
Diba? Kaya ngayon, may protest tayo.
Yeah.
Kasi hanggang ngayon, kahit umabot sa gobyerno, hindi pa rin tayo nakakakuha ng equal rights. Kahit sa mga ganong klase.
Hindi daw siya urgent.
Yes, so...
yeah. Siguro yung lang, siguro if I may add, siguro sa mga tao na feel threatened by this. Kasi I wonder why, some people feel threatened. Alam mo yan, parang yung rights, hindi naman ito scarce reasons na pag binigyan nyo kami ng right, wala na kayong rights. Hindi mo tayo nag-aagawan dito. Alam mo yun? Parang, why would you try to stop na bigyan ng equal rights yung ibang tao when it's not going to affect you negatively,
Yes,
it's not gonna lower your standard of living. It's just gonna make it better for them. Parang, ano yung fear
ganito lang
mo?
yung natanong eh. Kung, let's say, legal na yung, yung pagpapakasal ng babae sa babae, lalaki sa lalaki, eh kung ayaw magpakasal sa kapwa ang babae, pwede magpakasal sa kapwa ang babae. Hello, hindi ka naman pinipili.
Exactly. Or do they fear na, yung mga straight guy, do they fear na baka mawalan na sila ng papakasal ng babae? Well,
Andun din, siguro ang fear na, paano yung mga anak ko pag nakakita ng mga kinakasal ng mga babae, baka maging gusto niya din magpakasal sa babae. Yung unika iya ko, gano'n. Meron din fear na gano'n. But I'm telling you, parents, pag nakakita ang mga bata ng kinakasal na babae, hindi sila magiging bakla or hindi sila magiging lesbian. Alam mo kung bakit?
yeah.
Kasi ako, ilang beses na ako nakapanood ng mga kinakasal ng mga straight, hindi mo na magiging straight.
Exactly. That's all we see, di ba? That's all we watch, and yet, hindi naman tayo na-encourage.
Nakakita ako sa mga telenovela, sa mga pelikulang kinakasal ng straight.
Sa Disney pa nga lang. Bata pa ba tayo? Disney na nga lang. May Prince Charming and Princess,
Exactly.
di ba? But, it just doesn't... Exactly. So, and sila din, like, sila ba pag pinahataan mo na would change their mind, di ba? So, I mean,
yeah,
again,
hindi ka nakadali yun. Parents, hindi ka nakadali yun.
Yeah, so nothing is being taken away from them, from you.
Exactly.
Nothing is being taken away from you. But we're just giving other people the right that they also deserve. And again, nothing is being taken away from you. And if that's your religion and you feel like this is not part of your religion, imagine other religions are also not compatible with your beliefs. And as godly people, diba? And parang naman to parang it's always the essence, like the teaching na parang you love other people, diba? So reflect, parang what does love mean to you? Diba? Is loving other people not allowing them the same rights that you enjoy? Diba? Parang, where is the love?
Meron din akong nabasa, which is sad in a way, na, galing kasi ito sa Christian readings na yung nafe-feel ko raw na love sa taong mahal ko, which is a guy, is hindi naman daw talaga siya love. So, ano itong nararamdaman ko? Ano to? Joke time ba to?
Yeah.
Diba? Parang, 4 years na kami. 4 years ko nang naloko yung sarili kung mahal ko ng taong to. Hindi. Kasi, naramdaman ko to sa taong to na mahal ko talaga siya, na even my life, I can surely give my life para sa taong mahal kong yun. Hindi ba yung love?
Naririnig ba niya? Yeah. Tsaka ito, di ba? We shouldn't be judging other people. So why are you judging?
Exactly.
You are not God. I mean, if you think that this is wrong and we will, be judged, then let whoever the God that you believe judge us. They're gonna judge. Don't judge yourself because you're not God. Diba? I mean, and don't, whatever. Just let people be. They're not, as long as, kasi di ba parang, especially sa choice of loving, di ba parang, how could this be hurting you? How could this be hurting other people? Parang, anyway, yun. Pero sa mga nakikinig sa atin na ating mga ka-rainbow community, ayan, ano ba gusto natin sabihin? Lots of love. Yung lots of love para sa lahat yan, even if you're straight. Lots of love to everyone. And ako lagi pag when I have what I wish for people, I really, really always wish people that, they have like overflowing love in their hearts. Because I feel like talaga, if your heart is overflowing with love, there's just no space for hate. You couldn't be hating on other people. And yeah. Yun. Lots of love.
Ganda.
Yeah. Yun lang. Happy Pride!
Yes, happy Pride.
Happy Pride. And welcome back sa akin kasi I haven't been um, recording in a while. So,
Yes,
if
yes.
you're listening to this episode, thank you at andyan ka pa.
And
um,
if you're listening to this episode, tapos meron kang courageous na experience.
yes. And alam mo, everybody has that. We always have, kasi lahat tayo may sarili-sariling battles
Yes,
in life. And you always have that story of courage. Or if it, but some people probably think, no, wala pa talaga. I'm still, in this place where I don't have it. That's also okay kasi it's a process. Keep on joining us. In the next episodes, we'll be inviting other people to share their stories of courage, to live the life that they want. And hopefully that could, inspire you or inspire other people who want to find that courage within. But also, it's a process. You'll get there. And yeah, you. Thank you so much. And thank you
Yeah,
so
tara.
much,
Ako na
Ben.
naman yung naging guest mo.
Yeah. Pero ano lang yan, patikim lang natin to. We'll have other people
Yes,
join. And again, if you want to join the conversation,
yes,
actually
please.
you can guest na. So we want the Ripples of Courage podcast to actually be the space for you to share your story of courage and to ignite that ripple of courage within you and in other people. So we hope to hear your story. So ayan,
Yes.
go to our social media accounts and then you'll find the link to how you could, sign up to be a guest, or if you know someone na tingin nyo has a story to share and that could inspire other people. So let us know as well. Yeah. But again, thank you so much for joining us. We hope
Thank you,
to
thank you.
have you again next time. And lots of love to you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.